Katz, if you'd like to speak and say a few comments about this.
Thank you very much. Well, my name is Sidney Katz, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm a former mayor. I was the mayor of Gaithersburg for 16 years. And if I had a magic wand, we would solve this problem, but this is not the problem that really is going to be the county council solving it, unfortunately. I have with me my chief of staff, Lisa Mandel-Truck. Lisa was the chief of staff for Phil Andrews, who had this seat before I had it 1 month ago. She worked for him for 16 years and was his chief of staff for, I believe, 12. So Lisa certainly knows how the system works. I believe sincerely that this decision is not going to be the county council decision. If it were, maybe we could work it a little differently, but this is really a Board of Education decision. They've tied two things together, that the bus depot being one part of the decision, which really has nothing to do with English Manor. The way the system works, and I have to tell you, as the mayor of Gaithersburg, when somebody said Gaithersburg did something, I took ownership of that problem. I did. Gaithersburg, I considered it one entity. In Montgomery County, it doesn't work quite that way. Some of it's state law, some of it is other, but there's different entities. The county executive is one branch. The county council is another branch. The Board of Education is a completely separate entity. And basically, the county council, and it's some state law, and we can get deeper into this if you'd like, but the county council writes a check to the Board of Education for the $2.5 billion or whatever they're going to receive this year. And they get to spend that money the way that they would like. I mean, that's basically, and Lisa, if I'm saying something wrong, please jump in. I mean, but go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You're not Lisa, but go ahead, please, go ahead.
Well, it would seem to me that if you control the purse strings, you actually can influence their choices in this matter, and clearly we're asking you to do that, please.
It would seem that should be the way it works. It doesn't. So it's, and then there's maintenance of that. Go ahead, Lisa, you want to?
That's true to a point. This particular pot of money, the 16 million, is already packed. It's already been expended. It hasn't been spent, it's been allocated. We can't take the money back. Once
it's given, it's theirs. So, and then they can, I understand it's not a good system. I've been there a month and a half. Don't blame me for that one. But it's not a good system, but that doesn't mean that we can't work to correct this. I always believe that problems are like puzzles, and that you try to keep working the puzzle to get the thing to fit properly together. There's a solution here. It might not be the solution that I can come up with this evening, or that we collectively can come up with this evening. But we're going to work on it to see if we can come up with it. I can't promise you that we can, but I can promise you that we're going to try. So what I certainly intend to do is to keep the county council involved. The political pressure certainly does not hurt. We're going to keep the Board of Education, all of whom I'm friendly with, and all of whom I like on a personal level, and I'm not here to, every one of them are nice people. I mean, I'm candid. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to disagree on some topics. Both the bus depot, which is on Avery Road, I agree, you can't fit a gallon of liquid in a quart jar. I don't see how that works. And so we want to work with the Board of Ed that we can hopefully find another spot that they can do that. That solves one part of the problem. If we can find it, that solves one part of the problem. But that doesn't mean, I mean, the Board of Education tomorrow morning can say that what is now Blair Ewing would go to English Manor and not fix up the building at all and move them over. I mean, you know, that doesn't necessarily, the county council would not be involved in that part. But we want to work with them so that they understand the concerns of this room as well. I think Jameson said it the best way possible. The fact that I'm somebody that believes that collectively we're much better off working with each other, coming up with the best solutions, and to rush something through and to try to get something solved when you're not really solving anything is no way to treat anybody, and especially your own citizenry. So I want to continue to work with each and every one of you. We're going to do that. We'll try our best to keep you, Jameson, informed, and I'll get to you in 1 second. And then we'll go from there. But what I'm here to tell you is that the county council is not the group that's going to make the final decision on this. We are just like everybody else. We can lobby, we can work. Let me get to Carrie and I'll get back to you, please.
Well, in this particular instance, the council has a little more leverage than I think you even realize. About 5 or 6 years ago, when this process first started in Durwood, and the county executive was trying to make this deal happen,
Yep.
the initial proposal was to move the bus depot to Clarksville. Now, Clarksburg,
Yeah.
my apologies.
There's a last train to Clarksville.
I hope no one lives in Clarksburg. But essentially what they found was that the capital budget, okay, was so severely impacted that it didn't make sense. But they had already made their agreements with the contractors that were going to be developing the property there. So when you're dealing or negotiating for the dismantling of a school, which is a capital facilities project, CIP project,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
You know, they're thinking in their head, well, it's going to cost us another $40 million a year to pay 700 bus drivers to get up an hour earlier, to work an hour later, and more maintenance and repair of vehicles to drive them up to Clarksburg. So there's the CIP, and then there's the capital budget.
Well, and from what I understand, they also tried the web track on the other side of Montgomery Village. I mean, there's been, before me, obviously, it's been longer than a month ago, but they've tried various sites, and that hasn't worked. And maybe we can go back and revisit, maybe we can do other things. I don't know what's happened with those sites now. I mean, when they decided not to do it, I'm not sure what happened with what they have been doing. But I'm not somebody that necessarily wants to reinvent the wheel. I want to invent a good wheel. I want to figure out what can work and how it can work, and continue to work with you. Please, yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think there must be a lot of soft power with the county council in terms of, as you say, lots of personal close relationships, lots of that kind of influence. And surely the Board of Ed wouldn't do something that totally, goes against what the council wants. And that's got to be a piece of power that really exists.
I sure hope you're right, and we're going to find out. But I'm here to tell you that I am here because I want to listen, and I am. I've learned a lot this evening, and I'm here to make certain that we're going to try our best to fit this puzzle together so that it works. We'll keep looking at your website as well. You have our office number. Jameson's my newest best friend. And so we're here to work on this. Can't promise it until we can do it, but I'm here to promise you that I'm going to do my very best to get this solved. Thank you very much for allowing me.